make me stop now. No!
What is it? What's the matter?
Aunt Helen.
What? Where?
He's had a nightmare.
She was giving me a piano lesson.
Harold!
I can't help it.
Hey, listen. It's raining.
Something stinks. It's Harold.
It is not. Well, a bit.
We didn't hang the pig far enough away from the tree.
We'll have to do something about it today or it'll go off.
I'm getting sick of porridge and sardines anyway.
Why aren't you shooting things?
He's right, you know. It's a question of survival. Our rations aren't going to last forever.
It's cheating anyway. Robin Hood didn't eat tin food.
He didn't use a gun either.
It's not fair using matches to light the fire.
It's not a game, Harold.
Outlaws made fires by rubbing 2 sticks together.
That only works in books.
Well, how are we going to do the pig? Aren't you supposed to drain the blood out first or something?
I think it probably bled itself. The bullet cut its throat.
It's got pretty stiff.
Rigor mortis.
What are we going to salt it in?
Do we cut it up first or what?
I'll look in the book.
In the South Sea Islands, they used hollowed-out logs.
I thought that was for canoes.
It's not a bad idea, though.
Oh.
We've had visitors again.
It's not me.
Hope it's not going to rain all day.
Good morning, Miss Hensman.
Morning, Beatrice.
What a terrible storm.
Not at all, my dear, not at all. I've seldom been more pleased to see rain. We must pray that it continues all day.
I beg your pardon.
Hunger has failed to put a stop to that little escapade. Bad weather surely must.
Well, it can't go on all day.
Oh, yes, it jolly well can. It hasn't rained for ages.
It could have been playing ping pong at home.
We've just got to make the best of it. You've been lucky so far.
Look, it's coming down inside.
I'll have to find something to cover that up with.
We should have bought some cards.
Gosh, keep quiet.
What is it?
It's a long-tailed field mouse.
Do you think it lives in there?
Pretty dangerous with Oscar the Owl around.
Yeah. Come out. I wish I could have him as a pet.
He wants to eat the chocolate. So it was him who is eating the chocolate, not me.
What now?
You go and sound out the local yokels. I'll join in a few minutes.
Where are you going?
They're calling our friendly neighbourhood medicine man. My name is Hurley, Monica Hurley.
Do come in, please.
Hello.
Hello.
This is my daughter, Angela.
We've met.
Oh, have you? You're the lady with the aeroplane.
Well done.
Aeroplane?
She's a reporter from London.
Oh. Miss Hurling.
She's absolutely right. I am a reporter from the London Planet.
And what was it you wanted with my husband?
She wants the lowdown on the Hensman boys.
Angela.
Where do you believe the boys are hiding, Mrs. Bowers? I mean, they were seen once near Brendon Chase and later in High Wood, nearly 8 miles away from the chase.
I haven't the slightest idea. And I think you're wasting your time waiting for my husband. I'm sure he can't tell you any more than I can.
Well?
No go. I'm about as popular here as a cat in an aviary. How about you?
A large dry martini, darling.
At this time of the day. I doubt if they've ever heard of anything as exotic as a martini.
Try them. I needed to think straight.
Trouble?
On the contrary. That child, the girl we saw at the Dyer House, she's the doctor's daughter.
So?
Just a hunch. But I've a feeling she knows a great deal more about the Hensman boys than she's letting on.
Short of putting a thumbscrew on the brat, what do we do?
The first thing you do, darling, is get me that large martini.
Stopped. Come on. Midget, you get some water. We'll start the fire. We'll have to have porridge for lunch.
We'll never start a fire on that.
Well, we will if we build it up slowly. See if you can find some dry leaves under bushes.
Let's call it Roundtree.
What?
The field mouse. We can train it to do things.
Like not eating our chocolate.
Well, I'm going to call it Roundtree.
Stop that!
I can't now.
Dirty little pig fouling our drinking water.
I want to do it somewhere.
I wonder where the stream comes from.
The blind pool, probably.
The what?
Don't you remember? The vicar told us about it.
He never told me.
Well, he discovered it, quite by accident, when he was a boy.
A magic lake.
He said it had huge freshwater fish in it.
How do you know the water flows out of the pool? It might flow into it.
Well, there's an easy way of finding out. We could follow it upstream one day. And if that doesn't work, we can go the other way.
Why not now? We can take the fishing rod with us.
And the gun. I fancy roast pigeon for supper.
First, the pig. We've got to find a trough to salt it in.
There. India. Might just as well be on another planet.
But won't it take weeks and weeks to reach your brother? I mean, now that the boys are being seen again, Sergeant Bunting says it's only a matter of hours before they're caught. By the time the news reaches Colonel Hensman, they'll be safely back at school.
You must be told, Beatrice. I'm sorry to say, I do not share your faith in the shrewdness of our local constabulary. I have come to the sobering conclusion that the police are no match at all for those boys. Indeed, Beatrice, now that I know they've come to no harm, I must confess to a certain pride in their escapade. To have remained at large for so long shows a degree of self-confidence and courage I would not have credited them with a few weeks ago.
Miss Hensman.
Can't you keep in step?
I'm in step, you're not.
I'm the one in step, you're not.
Shut up.
Oh.
Let's rest. This is heavy.
Now we found our trough, can't we go back and start doing the pig?
Shh. Sit down and shut up. got him, you got him!
He's a fat one.
Well done, Rob.
Is he due for supper? Come on, let's get back.
Oh, you greedy little hog.
Morning, Ernie.
Morning, Tom.
Morning, Sergeant.
Your name Hurling, miss?
It is.
Miss Monica Hurling.
None other.
Is that your car outside?
The Bentley, yes.
We've had a complaint this morning, miss. Dangerous driving. 11:38. Opposite the village shop. Lady says she's lucky to be alive.
Really? How extraordinary.
As a matter of fact, we've had 2 complaints. Dr. Bowers says that you've been pestering his wife and daughter. Is that so?
Absolutely not. I merely asked them a few questions about the Dower House boys. She did invite me into the house, you know.
Absolutely not. And are you the owner of that silver biplane which is currently standing abandoned in Long Meadow?
Well, not exactly the owner. My newspaper owns it.
And this gentleman?
Just a humble photographer, Sergeant. Welsh by name, Welsh by birth.
Name? Welsh.
What's this all about, Sergeant?
I'll tell you, miss. I'll tell you what this is all about. It is about invasion of privacy, obstructing the course of justice, loitering with intent, and causing a nuisance. That is what it's all about.
We're only doing our job.
Was causing me to throw myself prostrate on the ground to avoid being decapitated. Was that doing your job?
Was that you? Oh, goodness, I am sorry. We were having a spot of engine trouble. We could have killed you.
I'm asking you to leave this village and not come back.
On what grounds?
On the grounds, sir, that if you don't, Miss Hentsman's good friend, the Chief Constable, will be paying a visit to your editor, which he won't forget in a hurry. Nor will you.
Are you, threatening us, Sergeant?
We don't want your kind manners, sir.
Sorry to contradict you, Sergeant, but I think you do. Jack, get the Sergeant a drink.
Not while I'm on duty, miss.
Oh, well, I'll have another one.
Are you sure you won't have one, Sergeant?
No, thank you, sir.
Word. What are you up to?
He could do it, Jack. He could wreck the whole thing for us. Let's just play him along, pretend we're cooperating. As a matter of fact, Sergeant, we could help you a lot with this case.
I don't quite follow you, miss.
Well, Brendon Chase covers a vast area, doesn't it?
11,000 acres or more.
Very difficult to search, I imagine, a forest like that.
I don't quite get your point, miss.
Why, the biplane, of course. It'd be much easier to spot the boys from the air. Think of the time it would save you.
Yes, you've got something there, I must admit.
You could be pioneering a whole new style of criminal investigation in this country. Police spotter planes.